Yo, what's up, guys? Today, we're going over the best subclass for every class in Rune Slayer. Picking the right subclass is easily the most important decision you'll make in the game. It can be the difference between dominating PvP and getting farmed in Colosseum, or between farming bosses efficiently and spending hours stuck in the same spot. So in this video, I'll break down every single class, their best subclass, and why you should, or shouldn't, pick them. If you want to stay ahead of the meta in Rune Slayer, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, it really helps out. Alright, let's get into the best subclass for every class in Rune Slayer. How to unlock Rune Slayer subclasses. Before we jump into the best subclasses, let's quickly go over how to unlock them, because you can't just pick one right from the start. Here's what you need to do. Reach level 30, you won't get access to subclasses until you hit level 30, so focus on leveling up first. Open the level up menu. Once you reach level 30, click on the level up button. Choose your subclass. You'll see two options, except for warrior and priest, which are a bit different. Pick the one you want. Confirm your choice, hold the accept button for 0.5 seconds to lock it in. Warning important, your choice is permanent, so there's no switching later. No resets, no second chances. That's why picking the right subclass is so important. Luckily, I've got you covered with this guide. Let's get into the best subclass for every class in Rune Slayer. Now that you know how to unlock subclasses, let's go over which one you should pick for every class. Each subclass changes how you play, and making the wrong choice can seriously hold you back. So, let's break down the best option for every class, starting with Archer. Archer subclasses, best pick, Beast Tamer. Archer has two subclass options, Beast Tamer and Sharpshooter. While both focus on ranged combat, one clearly outperforms the other in almost every scenario. Beast Tamer, best pick, unlocks at level 30. Beast Tamer is the strongest choice because it combines mobility, survivability, and pet synergy, making it the best option for both PvE and PvP. Why Beast Tamer is the best Archer subclass. Alpha Predator allows you to tame wild creatures, adding extra damage and versatility to your playstyle. Bestial Swiftness increases mount speed, making it easier to chase enemies, escape danger, or reposition quickly. Feral Strikes, your pet heals you based on the damage it deals, giving you strong sustain and making solo play much easier. This subclass is dominant in every game mode. The ability to tame creatures gives you an extra ally in combat, and the healing effect ensures you can stay in fights longer without constantly retreating. Sharpshooter unlocks at level 30. Sharpshooter takes a more traditional ranged approach but struggles to keep up with the speed and adaptability of Beast Tamer. Why Sharpshooter falls short. Double tap, ballistic shot has a chance to fire twice, but the effect is inconsistent. Ballistic shot fires a quick projectile for 10 physical DMG, but it costs focus, limiting how often you can use it. Dragon Piercer, a charged shot that pierces multiple enemies for 20 physical DMG, but the long charge time makes it impractical in fast-paced fights. Sharpshooter's biggest problem is that its abilities are too slow and lack impact. The subclass is too reliant on standing still and charging attacks, which is a major disadvantage in Rune Slayer's high mobility combat system. Final verdict, pick Beast Tamer. Beast Tamer is the best choice for archers because of its strong mobility, healing, and ability to tame creatures. It offers far more versatility and survivability than Sharpshooter, making it the superior subclass for both PvE and PvP. Sharpshooter struggles with slow abilities, inconsistent damage output, and limited mobility. It lacks the sustain and adaptability needed to be effective, which is why Beast Tamer is the clear winner. Priest subclasses, best pick, Cleric. Priest is the only class in Rune Slayer that does not get a choice when it comes to subclasses. Instead, every priest automatically becomes a cleric at level 30. While it would be great to have a DPS-focused alternative, Cleric is still a strong support subclass with abilities that make it essential in group content. Cleric, best and only pick, unlocks at level 30. Cleric is built around healing, support, and reviving allies, making it a crucial subclass in team-based gameplay. Why Cleric is the best, and only, Priest subclass. Angelic Guardian blesses an ally to enhance healing effects and revive them if they go down. This is a game-changer in difficult fights. Divine Healing allows your healing spells to restore your own health, eliminating the usual weakness of healers being too fragile. Clarity temporarily removes mana costs for all spells while increasing critical strike chance, making it easier to keep your team alive during intense battles. Cleric is essential in team play, as the ability to revive allies and sustain both yourself and your team makes it one of the most valuable subclasses in the game. Final verdict: Cleric by default. Since Priest only has one subclass, there's no debate here. If you choose Priest, you're automatically a Cleric at level 30. The lack of subclass variety is disappointing, but Cleric still holds a strong position in both PvE and PvP. With abilities that remove mana costs, boost healing, and revive fallen teammates, Cleric ensures that a well-supported team can push through the toughest content. If a DPS-focused subclass is ever added, it could shake things up, but for now, Cleric is the only choice. Striker subclasses, best pick, Monk. Strikers in Rune Slayer specialize in fast-paced melee combat, with a choice between Monk and Ashura. Monk focuses on fluid combos, cooldown resets, and mobility, while Ashura is a heavy-hitting but conditional brawler that relies on wrath stacks. While both have unique mechanics, Monk is by far the better subclass because of its superior mobility, adaptability, and constant damage output. Monk, best pick, unlocks at level 30. Monk is built around chain attacks, quick repositioning, and combat versatility. Unlike Ashura, which relies on stacking wrath and landing specific setups, Monk ensures consistent damage in any fight. Why Monk is the best striker subclass? Spirit Burst releases a quick surge of energy, making it a great way to keep up pressure. Consumes 25 focus. Spirit Shift switches between combat stances, allowing for fluid combat adaptation. Consumes 10 focus. Spirit Cleanse resets the cooldown of Spirit Burst after executing a finisher, keeping your offense non-stop. Spirit Finisher: after using Spirit Shift following a finisher, you teleport behind your target, making it easier to stay on the offensive. Monk's fast, combo-based playstyle ensures that you're always in control of the fight, chaining attacks together, resetting cooldowns, and staying mobile. Its ability to teleport behind enemies is especially strong in PvP, making it hard to predict and counter. Ashura unlocks at level 30. Ashura is a slow but powerful subclass that requires landing specific attacks to build wrath before unlocking its strongest moves. While it has great potential, its reliance on setup makes it less reliable than Monk. Why Ashura falls short? Ashura's Wrath: your attack power scales with Wrath, but you need to build it up over time, making it weak in short fights. Wrath only gained upon executing Ashura's Crash successfully, meaning you have to land a specific ability to start dealing serious damage. Ashura's Crash, a teleporting slam attack that requires the enemy to be airborne, making it situational and hard to land consistently. Consumes 20 focus. Ashura's biggest problem is how conditional it is. You need to set up enemies in the air, successfully land Ashura's Crash, and build wrath stacks before you can reach peak damage. Against fast-moving opponents, this makes the subclass frustrating and unreliable, especially in PvP. Final verdict: pick Monk. Monk is the clear winner for strikers due to its fluid combos, teleporting abilities, and cooldown resets. It keeps fights fast-paced and dynamic, allowing for constant pressure without needing complex setups. Ashura, on the other hand, is too slow and conditional, requiring setup and wrath stacks to be effective. While it can deal great damage, Monk's versatility and fast combat flow make it the best striker subclass overall. Magician subclasses, best pick, Warlock. Magicians in Rune Slayer can choose between Warlock and Sorcerer, each specializing in a different type of magic. Warlock focuses on summoning creatures and sustained combat, while Sorcerer is a burst damage caster that relies on arcane charges. While both have their strengths, Warlock is the better subclass overall due to its superior sustain, versatility, and resource management. Warlock, best pick, unlocks at level 30. Warlock is all about summoning creatures, absorbing souls, and dealing damage over time. It excels in PvE and sustained fights, making it the best subclass for magician players who want reliable damage and survivability. Why Warlock is the best magician subclass. Summon Imp and Summon Fiend grants you summoned creatures that fight alongside you, providing extra damage and utility. Soul Link redirects some of the damage you take to your summons, increasing your survivability. Soul Steal allows you to absorb the souls of fallen enemies, providing a constant resource for summoning and abilities. Sacrifice lets you dismiss a summoned creature to reclaim its soul, giving you extra flexibility in combat. Warlock is perfect for players who prefer sustained pressure over burst damage. With its ability to generate souls and summon creatures, it ensures consistent damage output and better survivability compared to Sorcerer. Sorcerer unlocks at level 30. Sorcerer focuses on burst magic, requiring arcane charges to unleash powerful attacks. While it can deal massive damage, its resource buildup and lack of sustain hold it back. Why Sorcerer falls short. Arcane Explosion deals 25 magic DMG by consuming an arcane charge, but requires setup time to be effective. Arcane Charges casting spells has a chance to generate arcane charges, making the subclass dependent on luck and ramp-up time. Arcane Finale, when fully charged, it inflicts 50 magic DMG, but it costs 200 mana, making it difficult to spam. Arcane Mend uses 2 arcane charges to restore health, but it competes with your damage abilities, forcing tough decisions. Sorcerer's biggest issue is its inconsistency. It requires arcane charges to deal real damage, meaning it struggles in fast-paced fights. While it can be devastating when fully charged, Warlock's steady damage and sustain make it the better overall choice. Final verdict, pick Warlock. Warlock is the stronger subclass for magicians due to its reliable damage, sustain, and ability to summon creatures. It thrives in longer fights and offers consistent pressure, making it the best option for both PvE and PvP. Sorcerer, while capable of high burst damage, is too reliant on arcane charge generation, making it inconsistent and unreliable in most situations. If you want the best subclass for magician, Warlock is the clear winner. Warrior subclasses, best pick, Berserker. Warriors in Rune Slayer can choose between Sword Mastery, Berserker, and Knight, each offering a distinct playstyle. Sword Mastery focuses on fast strikes and teleportation, Berserker is all about relentless offense and lifesteal, while Knight specializes in defensive tanking. While all three have their uses, Berserker is by far the best warrior subclass due to its high damage, sustain, and aggressive playstyle. Berserker, best pick, unlocks at level 30. Berserker is designed for pure offense, rewarding aggressive play with lifesteal, attack buffs, and speed boosts. Unlike Knight, which is too passive, and Sword Mastery, which lacks consistency, Berserker dominates fights with raw power and self-sustain. Why Berserker is the best warrior subclass. Enrage activates a frenzied state that greatly increases attack power. Consumes 40 rage. Bloodthirst, a dual strike attack that restores health while dealing 10 physical DMG. Consumes 20 focus and 50 rage. Blood Craze, defeating an enemy increases rage by 25 and boosts movement speed by 30% for 8 seconds, making you unstoppable in extended fights. Bloodlust increases physical damage and lifesteal based on missing HP, letting you stay in battle longer. Berserker is the most aggressive warrior subclass, excelling in both PvE and PvP. With lifesteal, attack buffs, and speed boosts, it allows for constant uptime in fights, making it the most meta-relevant warrior build. Sword Mastery unlocks at level 30. Sword Mastery plays like a faster, more mobile version of warrior, using teleporting attacks and chaining combos. However, it struggles with lack of sustain and inconsistent damage scaling, making it a weaker choice than Berserker. Why Sword Mastery falls short. Flicker Strike, a rapid teleporting attack that chains between enemies, but requires precise execution. Consumes 25 focus. Flux, landing hits within the field increases stacks, extending flicker strike's chain potential. Field, places a combat zone that allows flicker strike to teleport you directly to enemies. Consumes 30 focus. While sword mastery is flashy, its damage output is inconsistent compared to Berserker's raw power. The reliance on field placement and stack building makes it less reliable in fast fights. Knight, unlocks at level 30. Knight is a defensive warrior subclass, focusing on tanking damage, blocking attacks, and protecting teammates. While it's useful in team-based PvE, its lack of offensive power makes it a weak choice for solo play or PvP. Why Knight falls short? Shield Slam, smashes the ground with a shield, drawing enemy aggression. Consumes 25 focus. Iron Will absorbs incoming damage meant for nearby allies. Consumes 20 focus. Exhaust, temporarily reduces damage taken. Shield Crash, charges forward with a shield, blocking and attacking simultaneously. Consumes 30 focus. Knight is great for tanking, but Rune Slayer rewards aggressive playstyles. Thief subclasses, best pick, Assassin. Thieves in Rune Slayer focus on speed, stealth, and precision strikes, with 2 subclass options, Ninja and Assassin. Ninja is all about airborne combos and mobility, while Assassin specializes in stealth, ambush attacks, and burst damage. Between the two, Assassin is the best subclass because of its superior PvP performance, high damage potential, and ability to control fights through stealth. Assassin, best pick, unlocks at level 30. Assassin is built for high burst damage and sneak attacks, making it a top-tier subclass for PvP and high-pressure encounters. Its stealth mechanics give it control over engagements, allowing it to strike first and deal massive damage before the enemy can react. Why Assassin is the best thief subclass? Veil, conceals you in shadows, making you invisible to enemies and allowing you to reposition freely. Shadow Step, instantly moves through the darkness, letting you ambush enemies with perfect positioning. Gouge, strikes a nearby enemy, inflicting blind and dealing 10 physical DMG. Consumes 30 focus. Greater Initiative, landing an attack while undetected massively increases damage, making Assassin lethal in PvP. The ability to become invisible, reposition instantly, and deal devastating ambush damage makes Assassin the most dominant thief subclass in both PvP and PvE. Stealth gives it complete control over engagements, and its burst damage ensures fights end quickly. Ninja, unlocks at level 30. Ninja is a combo-heavy subclass that focuses on juggling enemies in the air and high-speed movement. While it can be effective, it relies too much on setting up combos, making it less reliable in fast-paced fights. Why Ninja falls short? Rising Fong, slashes upward to launch an enemy into the air. Consumes 20 focus. Sky Rend, can only be executed after successfully landing Rising Fong, making it too situational. Shikuchi, dashes forward quickly but lacks the unpredictability of Assassin stealth. Rend, a lunging attack that only works on airborne enemies, limiting its usability. Consumes 25 focus. Ninja's biggest weakness is its reliance on air combos. You need to land Rising Fong first before triggering follow-up attacks, which makes it predictable and inconsistent in PvP. Assassin, on the other hand, dictates the fight with stealth and burst damage, making it the superior choice. Final verdict, pick Assassin. Assassin is the best thief subclass because of its stealth, burst damage, and ability to control fights. It thrives in PvP, where being unpredictable and striking first determines the outcome. Ninja relies too much on setup, requiring enemies to be airborne before dealing real damage. Assassin, in contrast, decides when and how to engage, making it the strongest thief subclass overall.